Welcome to a series of YouTube presentations presented by Dr. John Pollard, author of How Relationships Work.
Today's video is going to describe the third element of any relationship, personal relationship between you and one other person. There's 12 generic relationships. I talked about the environment and I talked about the roles and rules. Today we're going to talk about the third element. We're going to say that the people now are the person sitting on the relationship structure with you. This is the person on the seesaw. So if you're talking about a parent-child relationship, you're the parent, you're on one side, the child is on the other side. If you're talking about a friend relationship, you are the friend on one side of the seesaw, the other friend is on the other side of the seesaw. If you're in a coworker relationship, then you are on one side, coworker on the other. In a seesaw, you're a co-partner. If you just do what you want to do on one side of the seesaw and the other person has no idea what you're doing or isn't participating, that seesaw is not going to work. If you want to make a seesaw work properly, then you need to cooperate on both sides. So the co-partner is the person, and we have three ways to define the co-partner. Number one is their traits. This is very important and probably deserves its own video, but I'm going to summarize it here very quickly, is the person's traits on the other side of the seesaw are what matters in a relationship that you have with them. If they have good traits and positive traits, then you have a very good chance for a successful relationship. If that person has bad traits, then it's going to be a bad relationship right there. And this is one of those areas where, again, no one understands how relationships work. You got to have traits are not, for example, sense of humor. People say, oh, to be successful in a relationship, you need to have a sense of humor. Now, it's good, it's nice if you have it, but it's not a trait that defines a relationship. I'll go quickly through it so you can hear it for the first time, but basically, the traits that define how a co-partner is in a relationship are, is that person attracted to you? And by attraction, I don't mean sexy. I mean, do they want to be in the relationship with you? Are they attracted enough to you to be on the seesaw, that kind of seesaw, in that relationship? Number two, are they committed? If they're not committed to the relationship, that's going to be a problem. Number three is, are they genuine? If that person is not genuine, then that relationship is going to have problems right there, right then, and forevermore. Number four is trustworthy. Trustworthy is important. If a person is lying to you and telling you stupid stuff, then your relationship can't function properly. If they're trustworthy and you're trustworthy, then the relationship has a really good chance. Next is emotional maturity. Okay, this is important. In dating relationships, a lot of people aren't emotionally mature yet. So by going through relationships in their teens and 20s, maybe even into their 30s, they learn what's important in a romantic relationship, and they learn by making mistakes and having problems and experience. So it's very helpful if both co-partners are emotionally mature. The next important trait is communication skills, okay? If the person is good at communicating and can say what they feel in words that are able to be understood, then that's really good and an admirable trait. And the final trait is problem-solving skills. Relationships have problems. That's what they do. They're there to solve problems and they can create problems. So to the ability that your co-partner has the trait of having problem-solving skills will lead to a greater chance of success in your relationship. Now, there's three aspects of the co-partner traits we talked about briefly. The next one is needs. What are the needs of the co-partner? If the co-partner has needs that the relationship doesn't fill, then the relationship's not going to work. So each of the 12 generic relationship seesaws fulfill human needs for based on what the relationship does. So the needs are very important for the person. And by the way, I have a form you can download to fill all these out and see them all on paper. Because my feeling is if you don't see them on paper, you're not really going to understand what I'm talking about. But needs are physical needs, emotional needs, mental needs. Physical, emotional, mental are self-explanatory. But social needs are those that the relationship fulfills. For example, you're going to go to a wedding, you need another person with you socially so you look better at the wedding when you go. So that's the kind of a thing I'm talking about, social needs. The relationship structure can fill a social need. And then the third element of the co-partner is their tactics. Okay? Tactics can be positive or negative. If you're in a husband-wife relationship and you say, I love you, that's a positive tactic. If you give the other person the silent treatment, that's a negative tactic. So by looking at the three elements of the co-partner traits, needs, and tactics, you can evaluate whether they're a good person or not to play the role that you're in on the structure in the environment in which your relationship takes place. So I hope this is making sense. I want you to understand this. This system solves all relationship problems up to a point, which I will talk about later in future videos. There's one thing that can't be solved in a relationship if it's only you. But anyway, all the best to you. Subscribe, and then I'll see you in the next video.
Stay tuned and subscribe for more YouTube presentations on how relationships work.